Hi guys, Yulani Franken and Louise Jeffrey here from Mindful Life. We've been speaking about health and nutrition and the set point theory, which I found very interesting myself. Louise, can you just touch again on what it is, and I want to know if it is reversible.
Okay. So set point theory, as I mentioned before, is really where you can view it as your metabolic rate, if you like, but essentially all human beings are somewhere on a continuum where we're either burning fat or storing fat. And as we live our lives, depending on a number of factors, including lifestyle, stress levels, what we eat, etc., we can either positively or negatively impact where we sit on the set point. Okay. So what our set point is. So if we live our lives with a lot of stress, if we are chronic dieters, if we don't sleep enough and we don't look after ourselves, we are going to continue to gain weight, and our set point will continue to go up towards storing fat. But the good news is that you can actually positively impact your set point so that it moves down, towards
That's good news.
or across towards burning fat. And the way to do this is to make sure that you look after yourself properly, to make sure that your body in fact feels safe, so that your cortisol levels are low, because then the body won't feel that it needs to store fat so that it stays safe. Because if you consider that we have, evolution has been. Sorry, you're gonna have to. Please start that again.
That's right.
If you consider that we're evolutionary beings and that the last 100 years are just a blink in the eye in terms of evolution, the body has used this mechanism of storing fat for times of when there's scarcity, when there's not enough food. So that is still being carried forward into present day, and our bodies can't tell the difference between the stress of the modern day and the famine of the past. So if we're highly stressed, and if we have an exposure to toxicity, etc., and we don't sleep enough, we don't look after ourselves, we don't eat properly, then we are going to have a set point that continues to
Okay. So in terms of obesity and being overweight, and in relation to your profession, what do you think we can implement, or how can we make a change to this problem?
So my advice would be to stop dieting, to stop restricting and stop calorie counting, because we know that dieting doesn't work and that all it's going to do is push our set point up. To reduce your stress levels. Now that's easier said than done, but there are many things that you can do on a daily basis, and I'll talk about those just now, to make sure that your stress levels are improved. And to start getting support is really, really important. So getting in touch with charities like Mindful Life, getting into, joining meetups that talk about this particular topic, getting into group therapy or one-to-one therapy if that's what you would like to do. It doesn't really matter how you do it. But look for an alternative to dieting, because we know that dieting doesn't work. And start to uncover what it is that is really causing you to emotionally eat, if that's the case, or causing your body to put on the extra weight and to push your set point up.
Okay, I have one question. Because we've been talking about changing diets and changing your eating habits, that is not a diet. So when you say you stop dieting, it doesn't mean changing your diet.
No.
So what's the difference between having an eating plan that is not a diet and an actual diet?
Sure. Very good question. It's all about awareness, What tends to happen in our world today is that you'll have a particular person who will find that a particular diet or way of eating or eating plan will work for them. So it'll either help them to lose weight or to improve their health. And what they'll do is they'll take that diet, that eating plan, and they'll extrapolate it out and assume that it works for everybody else. And it becomes like their religion. So when people come to me and they ask me, what about paleo? What about all the different diets that are out there? What do you think? And I say, take the time to understand and to really listen to your body and decide what's right for you. Because I have a very different makeup to you and to the next person. Chemically, biologically, physically, emotionally, spiritually, we're all very different. So what works for me might be very different from what works for you. So take your time to really, really understand what works for you. We know there are some real basics out there, which are, whole foods are really important to eat. Foods that are organic and that are low in pesticides and exposure to toxicity are really, really important. getting enough sleep, drinking enough water. We know all of those are the basics.
Yeah.
But in terms of eating, I would say restricting of calories is the main thing that I would say is not a good thing to do. But if you find something that works for you, a specific type of food or a certain way of eating that works for you, then follow that. Because it obviously works for your body. Listen to your body and understand, does your body feel good? Are you losing weight? Do you feel healthy? Do you feel vibrant? That would be my advice.
So it's not something that will happen overnight. You
No,
have to take
it
the
takes a bit
time,
of
maybe
time.
write a diary or
Absolutely.
something.
And get support.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I was going to say, because you probably need someone like yourself to just guide and support, because if I were to do that, it would probably be a bit tricky, because I would like, oh, is this working? Is this not working? Does my
Sure.
body like this? Does
Sure.
it not?
Sure.
So those, do you have any other tips for our viewers out there?
Well, my top 5 tips, just to start off with, would be, the first one would be to slow down with your eating, okay, and to become really present with your eating. Because what we know about when we eat fast, and most of us eat fast, and when we eat distracted, in other words, when we're watching the TV or we're looking at a computer or at work, we reduce our digestive capacity by about 60 to 70%. Okay,
Ooh, I
it's
should
huge.
stop doing that then.
So what we find actually in eating psychology is that if you just have an overeating problem, and it's not really emotional eating or binge eating, you just overeat. When we get people to actually slow down with eating and eat with all of their senses, with all of their 5 senses, you can actually overcome your overeating problem pretty easily. Okay, so slowing down with eating will improve your digestive capacity. It will help your brain and your body to register and understand that you've had food, so it won't drive you to look for more, because that's part of the problem. So slowing down with eating and eating mindfully is the first step. The second one would be to eat nutritionally dense food. So when we eat nutritionally dense food, it actually regulates the appetite. Okay,
Right.
makes the body feel safe that it's received the right nutrients, and it doesn't go seeking out more food to reach the nutritional requirement that it has.
Okay.
Our bodies have a nutritional requirement. Tip number 3 would be to make sure that we have enough fat, good quality fats, and protein in the first part of the day. So both breakfast and a snack in between if you choose to, and lunch.
Yeah.
Because when we have protein and good quality fats in the first part of the day, it regulates our appetite. It regulates our blood sugar levels, and that helps with sugar cravings and stops us from overeating later on in the day, because most people have overeating and emotional eating that happens in the afternoon and evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
The 4th tip would be to get enough sleep. Okay, to make sure that you're getting good quality sleep, that you have good sleep hygiene. Okay, that you're in bed and asleep by 10 o'clock every night, getting 8 hours. Not having too many screens in the bedroom. Okay.
Yeah.
So making sure you have enough good quality sleep so that the body feels safe, that your cortisol levels drop. And tip number 5 would be to engage daily in de-stressing practices. Okay, and by that people can choose whatever it is, but things like meditation, yoga, tai chi are amazing ways. I mean, research shows us that even 10 to 15 minutes of meditation twice a day substantially reduces our cortisol levels throughout the day.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that again, the end result is weight loss, again, that the body feels safe, that you're not going to end up with health problems later on in life that are caused by stress. And all of this is really to make sure that we have long-lasting and sustainable change and transformation, rather than just putting a band-aid on the problem.
Yeah.
Taking a pill, having surgery, etc., etc. It's actually really starting to respect our bodies and have a nourishing relationship with that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Louise. And that is what we are doing, guys. Mindful Life is there to help you guys find out about the mental, emotional, physical, all those aspects that can get your life back on track and giving you a healthy lifestyle. So stay in touch with us, check out our website and our Facebook and also our YouTube videos, and email us if you have any questions. So we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.